Okay, picture this. Two massive forces clashing, strategy on strategy. Ferrum, all steel and power, versus Constructus, the master of, like, intricate patterns.
Yeah, and this isn't just, backstory. We're jumping right into round 1 of a live PvP match in the Tools Titans TCG.
Right. Forget digging through rule books if you want to know what this game's about.
Exactly. What better way than to just watch one crucial round unfold? We're zeroing in on this match between at Calvote running Ferrum and at Merrill with Constructus.
Think of this as your express lane to understanding the core gameplay, the strategy. You don't need to play 50 games yourself.
Nope. We've done that work. We're breaking down round 1 move by move, basically to pull out the key moments, the real aha insights.
And where are we getting this from?
It's a detailed breakdown, comes from podcast episode 9, Tools Titans TNT TCG PvP match, the Ferrum versus Constructus or Steel Pulse versus Pattern Lock 1. We're really focusing on how that very first turn played out, the opening gambits.
Okay, let's get into it. Starting with the setup phase, the Forgegate protocol, they call it.
Right. First up is Calvo, maybe you know him, YouTube TCG reviewer. He's got the Ferrum deck.
And his Titan, that's Ferrum itself. CP costs 25, strength 5. CP is like the energy cost, strength is its power.
Yeah.
Pretty standard stuff.
And boom, right away, Calvo gets a bit lucky on his divine draw. He pulls a charge token.
Oh, nice. So he starts with 1 charge in his pool. That's the main resource, right?
Exactly. Having that 1 point right at the start, it really opens things up early on.
Talk about a jump start. So he draws his first 7 cards. What jumps out?
Well, 2 main things. A tool card, Iron Burst Lance, costs 3 CP. And a task card, Brace the Outpost.
Tools are like equipment or actions, and tasks are ongoing things.
Yeah. Tools are often things you use. Tasks are like little quests that pay off over time.
So where does he put them? This is the first big decision.
Okay, so he puts the Iron Burst Lance in Zone 1. That's the frontline Forge zone.
It's front line. Sounds aggressive.
That's what the commentary suggests, yeah. Getting a weapon out front immediately. Then the task, Brace the Outpost, goes into Zone 2, the midfield task zone.
Interesting. Okay. Strategy already forming. Now, Marielle, she's an esports commentator, right? Piloting Constructus.
Yep. Her Titan is Constructus. A bit cheaper, CP20, but actually starts with higher strength, 8.
Okay, so different stats. What about her divine draw?
Less lucky here. No charge token for Marielle. Her charge pool starts at 0.
Ooh, okay. So a slight resource lag from the get-go.
Definitely puts her a step behind in terms of immediate options, but she draws her 7 cards.
Anything stand out?
Yeah, a tool called Preforged Scaffold, and a task, Harmonize the Lattice.
In her placement. Does she mirror Calvo?
She does, actually. Preforged Scaffold goes into her Zone 1, the front line, and Harmonize the Lattice into Zone 2, the midfield.
Same zones. But the commentary says something different.
Right. It mentions her calculated poise and symmetry. It hints she's maybe playing a longer game, focusing on how her cards connect, Less about pure aggression, more about building combos, a real contrast to Calvo.
Gotcha. Setup complete. Now we hit the actual phases of round 1.
Yeah.
7 of them. First is the Forge phase.
And interestingly, nothing major happens right at the start of the turn for either player. No big triggers.
But their Titans have passive stuff waiting.
Exactly. Ferrum's passive is just waiting for Calvo to play another tool that costs 3 CP or more. It's on standby.
Okay.
And Constructus has passives tied to getting symmetry on the board, which, Marl's already started working towards with her setup. These underlying abilities, they shape everything.
Makes sense. Phase 2, draw phase. Simple enough.
Yep. Calvo draws Rivet Lash Clamp, another tool. Marl draws Modular Stack Node, which is a structure card.
Structures are different from tools.
Yeah, they tend to stick around on the board longer, offer ongoing effects usually, so both players just topping up their hands, basically.
Okay. Phase 3, charge phase. Resources incoming.
Right. Both players get 1 charge point automatically, so Calvo goes up to 2 charge.
Because he started with 1 from the divine draw.
Exactly. And Marielle gets her first charge point, so she's now at 1. Even that small difference, 2 versus 1, can matter a lot this early.
Definitely changes what you can play. All right, task phase next. Those ongoing cards they played earlier.
They start ticking. Calvo's Brace the Outpost needs 3 turns. If it finishes, all his tools get a temporary +1 strength boost.
So boosting his potential attackers. Fits his aggressive start.
Totally. And Marielle's Harmonize the Lattice also 3 turns. When that finishes, she can copy effects from her Zone 2 over to her Zone 4.
Ah, extending her reach, building connections across the board.
Precisely. It's that contrast again, isn't it? Calvo wants immediate power-ups for trading. Mariel's building this, interconnected engine for later. It's the classic tempo versus value setup.
Okay, things are heating up. Action phase, this is where they spend the charge.
This is the main event for the turn, yeah. Spending resources, playing cards. Calvo goes first. He spends his 2 charge.
At both points, what does he play?
He plays that Rivet Lash Clamp he just drew. Puts it in Zone 4, the support zone.
Okay, back row support. What's it do?
It's got a neat passive. Makes the next tool he plays cost 1 CP less.
Ooh, setting up for efficiency later. Like playing a bigger tool sooner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Smart play. Now, it could synergize with Ferrum's heavy-set Forge ability, but that hasn't triggered yet. Needs another 3+ CP tool played after the clamp.
Gotcha. But something is happening visually.
Yeah. The source notes his Iron Burst lance starts glowing. It's getting ready for the next phase.
Ominous. Okay, what about Marielle? She only has 1 charge point.
Right. She spends her single point to play her modular stack node. That's the structure she drew. It also goes into Zone 4.
Her support zone, but for structure specifically.
Correct. And here's where her setup pays off. She now has the node in Zone 4 and the scaffold tool in Zone 1.
Ah, zones 1 and 4. That's symmetry, right?
Yep. In this game, zones adding up to 5 often count as symmetrical. And achieving that symmetry triggers her locked pattern passive.
And was that due? Another discount.
You got it. Reduces the cost of the next structure she plays by 1. Very efficient use of her 1 charge and her board state.
Wow. So both players use the action phase to get cost reductions online for future plays, but in different ways.
Exactly. Calvo's pushing for tool tempo. Mariel's leveraging her deck's inherent symmetry for structure efficiency. Really interesting contrast.
Okay, this leads us to the clash phase. Sounds important.
It definitely is. This is where the fighting can happen, where tools and titans might interact directly.
And Calvo's glowing lance.
It activates. That Iron Burst lance in Zone 1 triggers its forward thrust. It moves up into Zone 3.
Zone 3, isn't that the center control zone? Like the middle of the board?
The very same. Super important strategic area. And crucially, Marielle has nothing there. No blockers, no presence.
This lance just waltzes in.
Pretty much. And because it enters Zone 3 unopposed, Ferrum's Control Pulse ability triggers. Calvo basically plants his flag right in the center of the board.
Wow. Okay. The commentary said the lance pierced right through.
Yeah, unopposed. Ferrum takes control, setting the tempo. Big moment for Calvo.
Huge swing in board state. All right, that brings us to the last phase, end phase.
Yep, just wrapping things up. Any temporary effects might fade, like a shield token from Calvo's clamp seems to disappear.
Okay.
No cards get discarded or destroyed this round. Those task cards, both Brace the Outpost and Harmonize the Lattice, take up to 1 out of 3 turns completed.
So they're progressing.
They are. And most importantly, that control token gets officially placed in Zone 3, showing Calvo's now controlling the center.
Okay, round 1 is officially done. Let's look at the snapshot, the evaluation. Where do things stand?
So Calvo. Ferrum Titan, 2 charge left, strength 5. He's got the lance and the clamp on board, uses zones 1, 2, and 4. Task is 13 done. And the big one, controls Zone 3. Commentary highlights his momentum.
And Marielle.
Constructus Titan, 1 charge left, higher strength of 8. She has the scaffold and the node out, also use zones 1, 2, and 4. Her task is also 13 done, but no control of the center. Commentary points to her focus on symmetry setup.
Right, so key advantages after just 1 round for Calvo.
Definitely Zone 3 control, that's huge. He got an aggressive tool out, the lance. He set up a cost discount for his next tool with the clamp. And Ferrum's passive ability, it's basically primed to go off next turn. Lots of upside.
And Marielle's advantages. Seems like she's a bit behind.
Well, she did successfully achieve that symmetry that immediately gave her a cost discount for her next structure. She played efficiently with what she had, laid the groundwork for her structure-based strategy.
But the evaluation says she's lagging in pressure.
Yeah, lagging in immediate board presence, especially with Calvo sitting pretty in Zone 3.
So the verdict, who won round 1?
The analysis gives it to Calvo and the Ferrum deck.
Makes sense.
The final comments really nail it. Ferrum struck fast, grabbed that center ground unopposed. It suggests Marielle's long game plan is fine, but she might need to react now to stop Calvo from just running away with this early lead.
Okay, so stepping back, what are the big takeaways for someone listening, trying to get this game just from this one